talk from Annisha Palchodhuri. She's done her bachelor's in architecture and she's a junior architect at Shelter. Her topic is stepping ahead with architecture. Over to you, Annisha. Please continue.
Yeah. Okay. So architecture is all about. It's not about just maths and drawing. It's also about science and what are the basic amenities. Oh, wait a minute. I want. I'll wait a minute. Just a minute.
What's the issue?
Can you see me on the screen?
No, we cannot see you on the screen.
Just let me.
We can see the presentation, but we are unable to see you on the screen at the moment.
Is it necessary for you guys to see me on the screen?
It's not necessary. I mean, that's up to you.
Okay, then fine.
Okay. Please continue. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so it is also about observation and visualization, which is observation means from your surrounding you will get to know what are the defects which we have, what buildings should not be cornered in one side, and one should how the lanes are should be designed in a proper way so that we can access through one point to another point with the ease. The sense of easiness comes along with the visualization. And what is now visualization? Visualization is the form and colors and patterns of designing and putting it together. In a building, we see different colors have been put in. We see different forms have been put in. We see different several radiations of forms and colors are putting in. This is all about studying and practicing through all these 5 years, and that is how we achieve at the end of the 5 years how will we design an architecture. And just not being able to drawing doesn't mean that you wouldn't be able to do architecture in future. You're not capable of sketching properly, you're not capable of doing perspective in a proper manner, doesn't mean that you won't be able to take up architecture in future. You can easily take it up, and you can easily go along and get motivated along with it, just because in 5 years you're getting practicing, you're getting all the basic uh, uh, what we say all the activities which we get in our home back in our homework. We get sketches, we get model making, we get different perspective view sketching. These practices make you confirm that yes, you can become a sure architect. At least you are confident from yourself that yes, you can continue doing this, and you get self motivated by itself. So art, science, observation and visualization in a compact way makes you an architect. This is, I have put an example of a famous architect called Louis Kahn. He designed the Sangsad Bhavan. It's a parliament building which is located in Dhaka, Bangladesh. He has, you can see it clearly that he has absolutely uh, implemented all the geometric views and all his visualizing geometric forms and views into this building, how the light should get in, how the centrally placed assembly hall should be like, so that it would be easily available for all the people from the sides which has been placed along the edges of this building. The Now I'll be talking about the plan of this building, how it was made. You can see in the center, it's the assembly hall which was played, through which along the side there is a pathway given. Those pathway connects with the different offices. I have also given the numbers which are written on the right hand side corner. It explains all the buildings and it explains the spaces which has been described in it. You can see there is a assembly hall at the right end side of the building, which is placed separately so that so that there is a privacy maintained. So these are the abstracts and aesthetics which has been which has been put into his concept, that this is how this building should be like. A simple hexagonal form of a building. Um, yes, and the basic and all the excess rooms, the official rooms, are placed in four sides of this opposite to each other in this hexagons. Uh, then coming to the next part, this is the interior, how the lights and shadows has been played along this building. This is the centrally placed this is the centrally placed assembly hall where the main public gathering is going to take place, and the main public gathering is not getting suffocated by the just artificial lights. They are also getting the natural lights. This was the concept of him. Again, the implementation of light and shadow in the building. This is the interior. You can just simply go and Google it. The building is absolutely marvelous. It's written completely amazing way. You can just go through and search it. I have just to put it on one example of architecture, and I think this is quite good enough to make you get motivated towards it if anybody is interested in. And this is the aesthetic view. This is the elevational view, we call it. This is how he has planned out. This is how he has chalked out all the punctures. We call these punctures the big voids. Those big voids are called punctures. These are the ways how he is going to let the natural light penetrate inside this humongous building. Now we'll be talking about activities of an architect. It is simply say that architects doesn't only build a house. It's not just concrete, steel, and brick structure. It's also outside of it. What is it? That is landscape. That is urban designing. And urban designing consists of an entire space out layout. I'll be giving, yeah, this is a example of Chandigarh. It's the first and foremost city which was designed in India. Yeah, it is the first city which was designed completely and marvelously in India. It was designed by a French architect called Louis Corbusier. Uh, he has implemented this to be just a rectangular shape, and he has lined out and chalked out all the sectors in a rectangular manner, uh, to be absolutely simplifying the residential sectors and the commercial sectors and the institutional sectors separately, so that people may not face any difficulties while reaching from one place to the other, from a private place to a public place. There would be no interruptions of traffic in the residential buildings, or in the suppose in the hospitals, in the roads along with the hospitals. They are not going to the traffic the traffic sounds are not going to make any disturbance to those institutional buildings. These were the concepts which were put in to make the entire space layout, to make the entire city layout. And from this city, from a city layout, from an urban planning, from a landscape planning, it comes to a single building planning, that is any official building, be it hospital, be it institutional buildings, college, then schools, and then a residential for private building. Every buildings are getting planned and designed, and all the elevation designed, modeled, everything by an architect. This is a ceremonial hall. A simple ceremonial hall is also gets designed by an architect only. A stage design, you can see production design, film set design. These all designs are planned and decorated by the instructions of an architect. To a micro level design. Those were the macro level design to this micro level design, that is furniture design, interior design, product design. All these designs are part of architect's job. And this is some construction details which I have put in to show that every staircase is also getting designed by an architect. The notch which gets out from the staircase, and the millimeters, how much the tile is going to be. And before the tile laying, the plaster is going to be laid. The amount of concrete which is going to be laid on the staircase, everything is been designed and estimated, even the price value, everything is estimated from an architectural firm. And now I'll be talking about the most important and the most asked question, I guess. So eligibility and admission. For eligibility, it comes with after 12th, we seek for different entrance examinations for architecture. So what are they? They are JEE mains. Most importantly, though, that is JEE mains. Most colleges in India seek for a student to have at least passed JEE mains entrance. So before putting your name, before getting admitted, before taking the forms of JMS, what it requires is that at least you have a 50% marks in 12th grade, and at least you have math, physics, and chemistry in your 12th. And also in maths and physics and chemistry, you have to have individually 50% marks. And if you're not securing 50% in each of them, you wouldn't be allowed to sit for the examination, for JEE Mains examination. This is the requirement for just JEE Mains paper 2, which is going to be sought by most of the architectural colleges in India, be it government, be it private. It is going to be sought by most of the architectural colleges, and also NATA. So NATA, what is NATA? Okay, what is NATA? That is National Aptitude Test in Architecture. Now, to apply for National Aptitude test in architecture, what you have to do is just you have to secure a 50% marks in 12th grade with mathematics. This is the requirement of a student to sit for NATA. And JEE Mains paper 2 is the entire science course is applicable. So both the thing actually requires you to have to be a science student in class 12, no matter what. Okay, now coming to the part, if you are deliberately wanting to take up architecture in IIT only, because you are focusing just to study in IIT and nothing else, IIT or nothing else, then you have to sit for JEE Advanced Paper 2. JEE Mains Paper 2 is for architecture, and JEE Advanced Paper 2 is along again with for architecture. It is only you are only able to give entrance examination for JEE Advanced Paper 2 only when you have a certain number of rank in JEE Mains Paper 2. Then only you are allowed to sit for JEE Advanced Paper 2, and then you can apply for IITs. So now what are we learning is that NATA and JEE Mains Paper 2 is very important for your architecture entrance examinations for to apply in different colleges of architecture. And then if just for IIT, you have to have a certain rank in JEE Advanced Paper 2. Now, colleges actually do not matter in your life. The name of the college is not that important, but since you do have your own capability, you will acquire your own certain skills which you can slowly and steadily enhance yourself, practice, and you'll be perfect at it. And that's how we get to a point at certain point in our life that we will be applying in architectural field. I'm certainly saying marks doesn't matter. They only see what is that your way of presentation, your own skills. That is what matters. The college name doesn't matter. Initially, for being a fresher, the college name will matter, but after that, the college name doesn't matter. Okay, now I'm talking about few colleges, and those are Indian Institute of Technology, Kharagpur, Indian Institute of Technology, Roorkee, National Institute of Technology, Calicut, National Institute of Technology, Tiruchirappalli, School of Planning, Architecture, New Delhi, School of Planning and Architecture, Bhopal, School of Planning and Architecture, Vijayawada, College of Engineering, Trivandrum, Jamia Millia Islamia, New Delhi, Birla Institute of Technology, Ranchi, Jadavpur University, Kolkata, Manipal University Technology, Manipal, Sir J.J. College of Architecture, Mumbai, Chandigarh College of Architecture, Chandigarh, Center for Environmental Planning and Technology, University, Ahmedabad, that is CEPT Ahmedabad, which is one of the most well-known architecture college. Now, education system, I'll be I just list out some few important subjects which are there: architecture design, geometry, mathematics, acoustics, history of architecture, engineering subject, engineering structure, and then architectural tour is very important and very amazing. We enjoy a lot of architectural tour, surveying, disaster management, and then interiors, model making. These are all there in your subject and many more, etc. I have not included all the subjects. It was not possible for me. Anyway, then what are the competitions we actually opt for? Those are NASA and ZONASA. So zonal level conventions are called ZONASA, and NASA is the national level competitions. This is held in each year, and if your college is getting qualified in ZONASA, is ranking a certain rank in ZONASA, then those top 30 colleges get selected for NASA. And then after this competitions actually have a certain there are numbers of competitions like design competition, landscape competition, then product designing. You can see it, and also we have fashion shows held there, dance shows held there. So there's a lot of interactions goes on with one college to the another, from one part of India to another part of India. So there is a lot of interaction which goes on in these competitions. So the attending these competitions are one of the most important thing in your life, uh, in your career ahead, because people will see how much interactive you are. Communication is very important in architecture. Then another important thing is auto presentation. And I can give you the entire PPT if you want. Then Grasshopper, Rhino. These are all 3D softwares. How we work on this 3D is like, this is how I have had a presentation. These are the 3D modeling for interiors. This is the 3D modeling for the exterior. So these are how our works are done. And now talking about advantages and disadvantages is that in advantages we actually get the tagline of this council. We get registered as, yes. So we get registered as from the Council of Architecture, that we are the architect, and now your work will be recognized as done by this your name, architect this. So this is a proud moment. I mean, you will be getting a certain building will be getting the name of you, and yes, this will be recognized as it was done by you even after you are aging, and your working of 50 years will be getting you recognized as this building was made by you. Still, you people will be forgetting how you look like even, but your building and your name will be there in their head, that this amazing building was done by this architect. And the disadvantage is that don't get pushed by your relatives, because this field is a little hatke from other fields. This is something else. This is out of the box. That is why you are taking up. That is why it is you are people are making you look different, and you have certain different you can have certain different qualities. That is why you are taking this. No, this is not importantly meant to be like that. If your heart and soul completely wants to be an architect, then only you become an architect, because this needs a lot of pressure. You will be forgetting your each day's sleep. You have to you have to sacrifice on your sleep actually, to complete the assignments till 4 in the morning, and then the other day you have to go to a college and present them. And presentations, there are a lot of presentations we faced during our college days. Each week we had to get our presentations done by time, and we had to communicate in front of the entire audience. We had to communicate with our teachers. Our sheets get torn off also quite a lot of time. It was very insulting. The entire college days we got insulted by our teachers, that we can't become an architect, that we can't do this, we can't do simply this design. We will be getting insulted like anything. Our sheets will get torn, our models will get broken by our teachers, because they are not liking it, they are not liking our concept. But stick to your point. If you are willing to become an architect, if you are willing to stay on it till the end, it is a long process. It will not give you money in the beginning, but if you're just only looking for money, you shouldn't take up architecture. You absolutely shouldn't take up architecture, because it is not going to satisfy you very well. absolutely not initially, but with lots of experience, if you are gaining a lot of experience of experience of like 5 years, 7 years, and then you are opening up your own firm, that's how you can become a successful architect with a lot of with a handsome money. Now, career options is that architect, you can become landscape architect, and then you become building surveyor, construction manager, commercial residential surveyor, higher education lecturer, conservation officer, planning and development surveyor, interior designer, production designer. Production designer is stage designing, stage designing, and then film set designing, as I have told earlier. And interior designer is one of them. Interior designer and furniture designer, like Godrej. Godrej can give you this recruitment of interior designers searching for interiors, and then you can apply for it. They can take it. Alternative careers is that those who are not capable of continuing architecture for a long time, they are getting interested in graphic designing while doing presentation. They're seeing yourself that they are getting interested in graphic designing. They can certainly move their way towards graphic designer, and then also photographer, then also content creator of just the topic architecture, about architecture, regarding architecture, everything and anything about architecture. They can become a content creator very easily. Uh, government, yeah, this is very important. Jobs, those jobs do give us recruitment, but that happens is once or twice in 3 or 4 years, and that also for just for one seat or two seats we get. The public work department, archaeological department, Ministry of Defense, National Building Organization, Town and Country Planning Organization, Department of Railways, HUTCO, state construction boards, local bodies for construction work. These are the few government sectors where you can get your architectural seat. I mean, architect, and they give you an architect seat to apply for a job. They take freshers also. They also take the freshers, or yes, but with registered COA. You have to be registered with COA. Then only you can apply for architecture job in governmental sectors. And the link and pages to follow I have provided you for colleges and for different career options, for not different career options, for all the colleges and residences, what I'm saying. For all the colleges, possible eligibility criteria, anything you're having any queries about whatever we had this lecture through, you have any queries about them, you can go through these two pages, the blue pages, the blue fonts. Okay, the college Dunia or college Dekho. These two links are important for you guys after 12th. And after taking up architecture, after going through architecture, you can follow the pages like Arc Daily. Even now, also you can follow these two pages, Arc Daily and Arc Dias. This helps lots of architectural competitions through which you can get interest into, and you can see how the presentations are like or looks like in our architectural field, how we present ourselves during our semester end, how the models look like, and there are different projects which are projected in Arc Daily and Arc Dias. Thank you. This was it. I think it was a haphazard way of starting. I'm very sorry for being so messy at the beginning. I had a problem in my own house, that's why. Anyway, so I am taking off right now. Thank you so much for listening to me.
Thanks a lot, ma'am, for this informative presentation. It was quite beautiful, although. And
Hi,
architecture
thank
is
you.
such
Thank
a
you so much.
domain which demands creativity, imagination, as well, beside the technical knowledges. So we have a couple of questions in the chat box, and I think most of them have been already addressed during our presentation. So one is asking, ma'am, can you please tell about the entrance exam pattern for architecture? I think you addressed
Yeah,
partially this portion in your presentation, but if you could please repeat.
yeah. What was that pattern? Exam
Yeah,
pattern.
exam pattern.
In case of NATA, National Aptitude Test in Architecture, the exam pattern is like for first 30 marks, you have to again go through because the exam patterns are always changing, okay, for a while or so. There are three parts of the question set. First first part is about mathematics, and then the second part is about aptitude test. It has architecture, the history of architectural test in questions regarding history of architecture. History is very important in our field. It is one of the core subject, and it requires a lot of knowledge about Egyptian architecture, Greek architecture. So history is important before you sit for any of the entrance examination. Study a lot about the architecture of history and the history of architecture. And then comes the final thing, the most important thing, that is drawing, sketching, anything perspective. You will be given a topic, like imagine that you are sitting in the middle of a stadium where a double playing is carried out. Okay, in a badminton, suppose there is a badminton game is going to held, and you are sitting in the audience, and you will be watching them in a way, in a perspective that you are capable of watching all the four players on both the side of the net. So in this way, you have to visualize yourself, how you will be visualizing them, and all the audiences opposite to you in the stadium, and draw it. These were the simple drawings which were given. And also and there was another example given in my examination, that was suppose you were given a pot. Think that the pots are placed in 5 different ways. Suppose it's placed properly, it's lying down in some other way, it's broken in some other way, and shadows are falling from just one way. From the upper right end, maybe there's a light is falling, and how the shadow will play along with that pot. Draw it. Think of 5 different ways of the pot lying uh, on the floor, and draw it. These are few examples of sketches which we are given. So it completely depends upon your visualization. An aptitude test is a general aptitude test, and uh, anything and everything about mathematics. Also, mathematics also you get aptitude tests only. So all the basic things which are required, and I have given the samples. I guess you can. Okay, wait, I'll show you the slide. See, in the blue fonts, no, I have given College Dunia, and in College Dekho. In here, you will be getting all the links. Okay, all the links regarding how the question papers are like in JMINS and NATA. The previous question papers, all the links are given in there only. This is why I've searched and provided it with you, so that you don't face any problem in future. You will practice it, go through these pages are the most important. Okay, in the entire PPT, these 2 pages are most important for you guys who has just passed well. So go through these pages, you will be completely informative about it. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. I think this addresses a question. And one more question about job opportunities in architecture. I think this you have already addressed. And
uh,
okay, architecture पे जाने के लिए क्या क्या skills जरूरी है? What are the skills necessary to pursue a career in architecture?
skills के लिए मैं बताऊंगी कि maths is important. You need to be very, कैलकुलेशन इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट ना. स्पेशली मैथमेटिक्स में क्या है ना, हम लोग को कैलकुलेशंस में ज्यादा इंपॉर्टेंस दिया जाता है. लाइक फ्रॉम इंचेस टू सेंटीमीटर्स, फ्रॉम काटा टू बीघा, everything, every calculations we have to keep this in mind. So these calculations are very important. How the converts are like, there's a certain number now which we are given, then we are going to convert from inches to centimeters. These conversions, how will these get converted? Each have their own way of conversation. So these conversions are very important, the numbers. Okay, so anyway, the calculations are important. Geometry is important if you are doing something parabolic architecture. So something different, you are going to take it up. So geometry is important. Visualization is important. How you are visualizing the colors, the visualizing of matching up the colors, which color will go with what. This only comes with practice. With just this 5 years practice are going to sharpen you up. And before that, you have to have, I told you, mathematics is most important. And Drawing skills are important, but if you're not that good and that confident in drawing, that no, you're not good at drawing, you wouldn't be able to take up architecture and you're sad. Don't be sad if you are just thinking of taking up architecture anyhow because you want to do it in future. You have all your heart and soul for it. You are loving the history of architecture explains itself to you. You want to learn the building structure. You want to know every corners of how a building can be beautifully implemented. How we can look at a building and get interested and we'll get think of it and keep wondering about it. If these things are putting you in altogether, then I think there is no problem. Go ahead. A little skill in drawing can make it up to you. Because you will be getting a lot of assignments, a lot of perspective assignments in your home, back home. If not perspective assignments, then get back home after college, take a sketchbook, keep sketching for every day, keep sketching, keep it in your mind. You need to get sharpen your perspective skills, your sketching skills, your putting color skills. All these skills you need to get sharpened in because you have to become an architect at the end of the 5 years course. So if you are putting this in your mind, then absolutely you will get very much sharpened and polished in your sketching skills as well. So yes, that's it.